issue. Oh, can you hear us now? Guys, tell me in through your comments. We get to know if you get to hear us now. Is it better?
All right. So
Okay.
238 is what West Indies need to win this particular ODI and level this three-match series. Nikhil said, what was your question?
What do you think of the target?
West Indies, of course, they won the toss, chose to bowl first, and now India will have to bowl under lights and maybe with dew around. So that's going to be a little tricky.
Mazrat batting. Priyanshu is
Priyanshu is
saying.
saying.
You know. It was in the large part of the inning. In fact, I think initially when we were saying, what is a good total, maybe you're looking at 300 or something like that, that would have been a
Yes.
good total. But then with the way the ball was moving around a bit, there's a bit of grass there, and the help that the seam bowlers were getting, I thought that maybe 260, 70 also wouldn't be bad. But now this looks below par. I don't know. Do you have hope? I mean, India
I
can
think-
still win.
Yeah, they can still win, provided how they're. You'll have to see how the Indian spinners do. Now, West Indies have lately struggled against spin, and here the Indian spinners will have to see how well they can bowl with that dew around. Maybe with that wet ball. So far, as of now, the dew, of course, will come into play later in the day. You still have maybe an hour and a half. Before the dew comes in, or maybe a couple of hours. Maybe by then, you would already know if India is winning or not, or if West, because the target isn't too great. You didn't get a good start. West Indies, they used the short ball well. In fact, got a couple of important wickets through that short ball. KL Rahul's dismissal was completely unnecessary, and he has nobody else to blame but for himself. Surya Kumar Yadav, maybe I think a premeditated shot. Deepak Hooda, unfortunate. I would say Deepak Hooda coming in to bat so late in the order, and then he had to bat with the tail enders. So he had very little scope. Still, if I say that little scope, he still had an opportunity. So
Yeah.
29, I would still give him,
Okay, let's get into the dismissals one by one. Before that, the total, I think that this is going to be tough for India to defend. Even though the pitch is helping
Yes.
the fast bowlers, I think still tough for India to defend. And considering West Indies has a weak batting lineup, and considering Karen Pollard is not playing this game, all things considered, I still think West Indies should be favourite to win this particular encounter. And as we've been saying for the past few days, IPL auctions are around the corner. Sooner or later, the West Indian batsmen are going to fire. So that's the bit about the total. The only thing adding to what Rahul said about dew, there will be dew. That is what we're getting to here in Ahmedabad. And Indian spinners are the one that choked the West Indies team last time. One, I hope the fast bowlers do the job. So the fast bowlers really need to step up in this game and do the job just as the West Indian fast bowlers did. Secondly, I think because you've got a Yuzi who's a wrist spinner and is used to bowling in dew a lot, he bowls in Bangalore in the IPL. I think he should be there. Plus, again, Washington Sundar is not a big turner of the ball, and he can do other variations. So maybe these are two spin bowlers who can bowl well in dew. So maybe that factor can be reduced to an extent. Batting will of course get easy for West Indies. It will be better pitch to bat on as you go on, but you will have to look at how India batsman does. Now let's look at all the important bits, and that comes to India's batting. First, let's address Rishabh Pant opening. What did you make out of whatever you saw Rishabh Pant the opener today?
Maybe the decision to have Rishabh Pant at the top of the order, you already know that we know that Shikhar Dhawan is of course your first choice opener alongside Rohit Sharma. Then maybe you have somebody else. I think it could be possible that the decision was taken. I know, I saw your tweet. I saw your tweet. In fact, you said that it's more of an experiment, one off.
I'll tell you why I said that, because a lot of people are saying, great decision, what a bold decision, and this. And see, I would have agreed it's a great and a bold decision had India decided, forget the team combination, we want to try Rishabh Pant as an opener, okay? Then it would have been a bold and a brave decision. I think this decision, the first decision they took, OKL is back. He's available. So what do we do with KL? He will be part of the team. He's your vice captain. He comes in. Now what do we do? Should we open? And I think that's where the decision was taken that no, he's going to be batting in the middle order going forward once Shikhar comes.
Okay.
So why one match he is going to open, then he goes in the middle? Let's not fidget with that.
Fine.
Put him where he's going to be batting now for going forward. So he's sorted that way. He's coming to the team. He goes.
Right.
Now you decided, okay, now what do you do? Do you continue with Ishan Kishan to open? Then does a middle order batsman go out? Maybe they thought, let's continue with the middle order batsman. So now, because Ishan, remember, wasn't part of this squad,
Fine.
it was only sensible he goes out. Now
Fine.
you need to fit an opener. And I think when they were looking at who to get an opener, first thing they considered, we need a lefty. You had Washington Sundar, you had Rishabh Pant. Who's a better option to open? Rishabh Pant. And that is how I think the decision was made that Rishabh will open. It has nothing to do with, like how Saurav Ganguly once said MS Dhoni on top of the order. Suddenly it was decided MS Dhoni decided Rohit Sharma should open, or when it was decided Sachin should open. Those were big decisions. I don't think that was the decision in Rishabh Pant's case. That was my logic.
All right. So what you are saying, just to persist with a left-right combination, and you already have somebody like Rishabh Pant in your ranks.
Yeah.
So you said you thought that Rishabh
One off.
let Rishabh Pant.
As a one-off.
I, to be very honest, that could be one of the reasons. Surely, that is my guess also. But I still feel there has to be a rationale for any decision that that is taken, because it's the Indian team. There has to be some rationale, some vision, perhaps. Yesterday we were discussing. You were not around. But yesterday we were discussing, a lot of people said, Deepak Hooda, why Deepak Hooda? Tomorrow Ravindra Jadeja will be fit. He'll just walk into the 11. Hardik Pandya, once he is fit and available, maybe a couple of innings here and there, he also comes in. So where is the need of Deepak Hooda? So I said, what I thought was that 2011 World Cup we saw, India had a lot of all-rounders, batting all-rounders. Sachin could bowl, Yuvraj could bowl, Suresh Raina could bowl, Virender Sehwag could bowl. So you had so many options. Maybe you are looking at an option for 2023 World Cup at home. So Deepak Hooda might be part of that scheme, scheme of
Agreed.
things.
Absolutely
Now comes Rishabh Pant. I honestly feel there has to be a rationale. Maybe ODI is not your vision as of now. Maybe you're saying just try him out at top, and maybe in future for T20s he could be. That's still a far-fetched idea, but maybe you can consider him as an opener in future.
No, so
not KL Rahul, I'm saying. Maybe you will get KL Rahul. Let's decide what role KL Rahul is going to play. Let him bat in the middle order as far as white ball cricket is concerned.
Yeah, so that's what, like Shubham here said, like he congratulated me of saying that you had
Lot of
said
people
many,
are congratulating.
long ago that you had said Pant. I would have been the happiest person had this decision been taken, because they see him as an opener. I wish, but I just have a feeling that because the situation was some for the team, they've done it. But I'd be happy to be proven wrong, that in the future that this wasn't a one-off and that they want to persist. See,
Proven wrong or right?
No, proven wrong today.
Okay.
Proven right in a long term, where I said that he should open. But today I'm saying that no, it's not a long term thing they've done.
No,
just a one-off.
Maybe an
I
option.
hope.
I'm saying they are keeping an option open.
Maybe, that of course
They're
will be
keeping
there.
an option open.
That may be. Okay, so let's say if this was an option, what did you make of his innings today? I'm seeing a lot of points on that, and I'll just quickly name. Somebody said, he's the worst player. I just saw one comment. Somebody saying, what did you make of this? Like Dhanush is saying, Rishabh Pant is batting like Shahid Afridi. Somebody said, what did you make of Rishabh Pant's shot selection?
I think
Manish had said worst player in white ball
eventually
cricket.
every time,
And Angad had said your views on Rishabh Pant shot selection.
Every time Rishabh Pant gets out, everybody has something or the other to say about his shot selection. That's it. It's a fact. A lot of people say that he doesn't put a price on his wicket. That's one area of concern as far as Rishabh Pant is concerned. Today, I thought he was told by the team management or the coaching staff, Rahul Dravid, Rohit Sharma, or the senior pros, that you can take your time. That is what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I
and
agree
just-
with you on that.
And
Anyone who was complaining saying that he's taking time, well, he's been given a chance to bat on
Yes.
top of the order. Why should he just go
exactly,
bang bang and get
exactly.
out early? Yeah.
It's not a T20
In
game.
fact, if he had done that, then also you would have criticized
Exactly.
him. Yeah. But
It-
what did you make of the shot selection when he got out?
But I'm saying that is what has happened every time Rishabh Pant gets out. It's always a poor shot. It's not the ball that you want to hit the way Rishabh Pant hits it.
Yeah.
So that's always the case, I think, with Rishabh
Saurabh
Pant.
Mukherjee.
Saurabh Mukherjee says
Super
Rishabh Pant has become new Hardik Pandya. Accommodating players isn't a good sign. Hope Dravid takes note of Pant's attitude and drops him from white ball cricket. All right. Saurabh, I honestly thought, Rishabh Pant, while everybody was being rested, was being given rest, Rishabh Pant could have also been rested for this series, to be very honest. Why? Because he's been on the road, he's been playing all three formats consistently every time, along with IPL, where he is the captain of Delhi Capitals. But does Rishabh Pant want that rest? No,
Really
he
not.
does not want that rest because I feel that maybe he still feels that there is some sword hanging over
Hanging,
his
yeah.
head. So that's one concern that.
No, so he has to look at that. Now.
So as long as he is not assured of his place, and I am saying this, that is not the team management's problem. That could be his own problem.
No, to be fair, he's got an extended run.
Yes.
I mean, unlike few players who
Yes.
get, I'm just taking Surya Kumar Yadav, who's had an outstanding ODI career, but still
Yes.
is top gap. Compared to all of them, Rishabh should be.
And you're
fortunate,
giving him
should consider himself fortunate.
and you're giving him opportunities at every position because you know the value of a Rishabh Pant, what he brings to the table.
Yeah, that's true. No, I was just going to take one comment here. I think Satvik said, that, no, not Satvik, about, at the toss, Rohit had said that we want to give everyone a chance to batting. So, West Indies has fulfilled his wish that they got everyone out. So, everyone got
Even
a chance.
Yuzvendra Chahal and Prasidh Krishna got to bat.
Manish Sharma is saying, why are you guys defending him blindly? I'll just add on to what Rahul is saying. Okay, firstly, remember, just go back into history. Rishabh Pant was dropped from white ball cricket when you went in with and you said that KL Rahul is going to be your wicketkeeper. Then you brought back Rishabh Pant. Once you brought him back into the team, I think he still needs to be given a fair run. And I say that's not just for Rishabh Pant, for anyone. That said, I think there should be scrutiny. And now he's gone out of the comfort zone where he can just take his place for granted. I think that's the situation where Rishabh is in white ball cricket. I think his place is not guaranteed. He shouldn't take it for granted. I think now
Especially
given
in white ball cricket.
yes, only white ball cricket. I'm talking. Test though, he's definitely there. He is now your number one wicketkeeper batsman. Only white ball cricket. Now I think how do you go forward? Keep him under check in these white ball matches that you've got till Sri Lanka series.
The only question, Nikhil, I have, what you keep him under check would be?
No, you're observing his performance. As in, there is a time. For example, I'll just give you an example. Let's say Shikhar Dhawan. I know he's going to be my opener. So what he does in these, 5, 6, 7 matches doesn't matter. So him I'm going to continue till the World Cup at least. Okay, the next World Cup. I think unless after this series also the next series and multiple series he has back. But for now, I don't think I need to worry about his position in the team. Okay, so giving an example. Similarly, in Rishabh's case, I'm not going to have a blind thing that no matter what he does in this series, he's guaranteed a place in white ball cricket. So let me take these few matches to decide whether he's my future in white ball cricket for the coming World Cup or not. Okay, so these white ball matches should be crucial for him. At the end of this white ball series, when I say white, that spans over the T20s of West Indies and Sri Lanka, at that time sit on the table and decide what you saw of Rishabh. Was it good enough? Do you want to continue or no? We want to go with a KL or an Ishan? That's the decision.
What
has to be
happened
taken.
with Rishabh Pant when he was asked to open the innings today? You think he would have been happy?
I think he would have been. Again, as you're saying, he wants to prove a point, okay? The kind of game that he has. It was an experiment. Maybe the talk was that...
No, but why experiment with somebody who's been very consistent in your 11? in your
No, but
team.
he's not been consistent in white ball.
No, I'm saying consistent in the 11. Who's a constant
Yes.
feature in the
No,
11?
it's just
Why
a
experiment
one-off.
with somebody?
No, so I'm saying whoever you experimented with, that would have been an experiment. Na? KL also, then people would have said, why you, as I was saying before the game started, I said, why bring him in as
But
an
that
opener?
wouldn't have been an experiment, because that
Would have
you
been.
no, because that you've already done in South Africa in the past
Correct.
also.
So it didn't pay dividends. Na?
No, but-
so I'm
but-
saying
but
now
he-
I go back.
but you
now
still-
you've decided he's done
But
as
you
an opener.
you still consider KL Rahul as an opener. Yeah, if he's not going to bat in the middle order, if there is no opener, you have somebody
so
like.
there are two things now. One, you tried that experiment, it failed. Now how long will you keep trying? And maybe they've decided no, the future is him in the middle order. That's a conversation that's had. Secondly, I'm saying they're looking at a left hand, right hand. They did Ishan
Perfect.
and Rohit. This time they didn't, so they wanted, as I said, two options.
Okay,
Sundar and
would,
Pant. They
would,
went
would
with
this,
Pant.
if Ishan Kishan would have been retained in this 11, I know he is not your first or second choice opener in the ODIs, but if Ishan Kishan would have been retained in the 11 and KL Rahul would have come in place of Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Give him rest. But that needs to be conveyed in the right manner, not like what has happened with Rishabh Pant in the past, where he was all confused.
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't know where his career was headed to.
So that's why I'm saying that now tell him, now only forget, no, instead of telling him when he's dropped, tell him now. Say that, see Rishabh, we have a few backup wicket keeping option, but you're our option number one. Okay, that's why we've kept with you for so long. Okay, but you have been inconsistent, right? So I don't want to just drop you and then you start wondering what to do. Now there are whatever 7, 8, 9 white ball matches here. Show us that you are still a number one keeper. I'm telling you this in advance. Not that at the end of it, now, without telling him anything, at the end of it, let's say he's had a very poor series both, and then you've dropped him. Again, he goes back to that stage where he doesn't know what to do. I kept playing to prove my worth, and then I have a conversation that, listen, we want to continue. You are our first choice. And I know this for a fact that Rohit is very fond of Rishabh. He sees him as a future. But I'm saying, at some point, people are already saying, at some point you have to say, like an Ishan Kishan will say, Bhaiya, main bhi to chance do na, I'm also scoring. When will my chance come? I'm just saying that. Or maybe the team has to win an ICC tournament. Maybe that KL experiment, which they had tried earlier, want to go back to. But that should be a second and third option. First option is Rishabh Pant. But till when is what I'm saying.
Who's our third choice opener?
Ruturaj Gaikwad. He is in the team as a backup opener. Hasn't got a chance yet. So
no, I'm just saying maybe the team must have discussed. Rohit Sharma is fairly new as captain, and he wants to take those early strides. He doesn't want to wait too long before taking these kind of drastic decisions.
Sure.
That maybe by the time you take these decisions a couple of months later or maybe 4 months later, it will be too late. So I'm saying maybe they must have discussed. I'm saying maybe. That's just my thought and a hypothetical situation that maybe they've discussed. Keep Rishabh Pant as an option to open in Australia in the T20.
See, if that is the case, you will then have to give him many games to open. Now, what do you do when Shikhar Dhawan comes back? What do you do?
Shikhar will open. No, I'm saying T20 World Cup.
No, so in T20 we will get to know now. Once the T20 season starts, then does KL continue to play in the middle order? In which case Ruturaj also doesn't come into your T20 team.
I think Ruturaj, I'll see Ruturaj. I'll first test him in the sense I would want to see him in the ODIs. I think he's a better, as of now, he's a better player. He's proved his mettle in the T20 also. But I think in the longer formats, say ODIs and Test cricket, to me, he looks more suitable for those formats.
Yeah.
Okay. Angad Kapoor is saying, but why was he brought back in white ball format? He did not play any domestic white ball cricket. Yes, he won you test matches, but isn't there a difference between red ball and white ball format?
No, valid point, and I've said this before in our chats as well, that Rishabh was brought back into white ball cricket based on those stunning performances he had in the Test arena. But this is nothing new. I don't think he's the first player or the last player where this would have happened, because those performance was so impactful that I think you couldn't ignore him at the time. Whether that was the right decision or not, I mean, the jury is out on that, and of course we can look at it differently. But now, as I said, you brought him back into the team, but now you need to have some sort of a clarity till when you're going to continue. I still think he's still your first choice wicket-keeper batsman in white ball, but till when is what I'm
Till
saying.
when?
Yeah, like for example, Ajinkya
But you
Cheteshwar
need-
Pujara, like say few years ago, who would have said that he shouldn't be part of the Test team? You know, he was like the one batsman around which the Indian team were
Right,
revolving.
revolved.
But today we've reached a stage now where people are saying because they reached a threshold. I'm saying same with should be with every player, and it has reached with Pant as well in white ball cricket. But fair chance, give him this entire white ball.
Okay,
series,
I'm
then
going to
let's-
take a lot of questions. So I'm going to fire
And you
these
also,
questions
please
at
answer
you,
those. No.
Nikhil. Okay, Real Madrid fan is saying, where is the new template? And
So again, for that, Rohit Sharma said that this new template is not just as one thing that you have decided. Each team has to look at their own strength. So if you are expecting India to play like England, it will not happen.
All right.
He also said that the conditions also change. Different conditions will play differently. There won't ever be a plan A. There'll be a plan B as well.
all right, Malay has a fair point. Actually, Malay says, Nikhil, we should actually also discuss more about other things that happened, because he's saying that can you
Sure.
discuss a
Sure,
bit more
yeah.
about that KL run out, because he didn't watch the
Yeah, what did you make?
the entire.
What
Nothing.
did
It was a error of judgment on part of KL Rahul, and of course at that point in time, of course he got he was the one who got run out. So maybe out of frustration he just looked at Surya Kumar Yadav and showed his reaction. That's it. But it was only and only his fault, because he was the one who stuttered maybe during for that second run. And other things, because we haven't mentioned about Virat Kohli.
Virat, I think Virat got out based on those two short pitch deliveries. Odian Smith, two short pitch deliveries, and then suddenly bowls that ball up front and got out there. Again, a inning where he didn't quite perform to his potential. But the good thing, at least if I'm looking at a positive, was that that last inning was totally out of the blue. That's not something I expect Virat Kohli to play like. Today, at least he was playing his natural inning, the way you expect him to play. That also came out of the blue. In fact, looked good. Few shots that he hit for boundaries was looking good. And then out of the blue, edges that ball. Credit to the bowler. I also must say that the wicket was helping fast bowlers. It was Odian Smith got Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli out.
Yes.
And so suddenly, how many zeros has he added to the IPL contract?
Maybe not for. See, that's not who Virat Kohli is. Usually, if you.
No, I'm saying whoever is going to be bidding now is watching now. I'm not saying Virat Kohli has added it or Rohit Sharma has added it. I'm saying whoever who's going to be sitting on auction table for the 10 teams. Now he's added a few zeros. That bidding will go up. Getting
See,
two
Pollard.
star.
So that's what initially in the pre-match conversation that we were having, we were a little surprised that Karen Pollard was not playing. In fact, I didn't know. Nikhil told me that Karen Pollard is not
Playing,
leading the side.
Nicholas Puran. Because you're talking about, loved his captaincy. Outstanding captaincy today.
You think he is
Yeah, he's
another
very good.
captaincy material for
He is
the IPL?
definitely. I mean, whatever. Again, one match is too early.
No, I am saying
love.
Nicholas Puran also can,
Yeah, he should. Today,
This-
in one day, such an attacking field he kept setting. Okay, his bowling changes. I mean, the way he used. Imagine two spinners bowling in the last 10 overs. Akil Hussain and Fabian Allen were
Yes,
bowling. Fabian
yes.
Allen, the use, you got him in the 26th over, straight 10 overs till the 46th over. Fabian Allen was on and bowled brilliantly. So, totally out of the box things that today Nicholas Puran did. Very impressive with his captaincy. But I don't know, people will bid for him as captain. First, they'll have to bid for him as the batsman. And for that, he needs to score a lot
But
of runs.
maybe those franchises, for example, KKR, RCB, Punjab, and
Yeah.
who else is there? So these franchises might just raise the stakes as far as Nicholas Puran is concerned. They'll say, we'll decide later whether he can be a captain or not. First, get him on their rosters, and then perhaps given an option. Tushar Aghi, I'm sure.
From Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
I know, I
Oh.
remember him.
Rahul Dravid was captain in the summer of 2007 and was dropped from the ODIs in the autumn after 6 failures in one series against Australia. Virat needs to be careful.
Tushar, see, firstly, got to also look at Rahul Dravid in 2007 and how all of that happened. There was also a period in time where, you were making Rahul, even though he had a fantastic white ball career, but you were making him play as a wicket keeper and, because you needed him as a batsman. Rahul Dravid, the test batsman, great, but Rahul Dravid, the ODI batsman, and Virat Kohli, the ODI batsman, huge difference, right? So you cannot have the same yardstick to be measuring Rahul Dravid, the ODI batsman, and Virat Kohli. So if there is a rope that has to be given, it can be short for Rahul Dravid, but has to be much longer for Virat Kohli, in terms of their contribution in just ODI cricket. Don't confuse overall. I think in terms of stature, Rahul and Virat are right up there. Just looking at, because you're talking about ODI cricket, difference. That. Secondly, I think Virat is too, again, Virat hasn't got a century. Most of the time we've been just talking about not getting a century. But other than that, he's been getting runs, right? Especially in white ball cricket. So I think just looking at a batsman not getting a century, is that considered failure? No. Is Virat reached a stage where he needs to be dropped from the team? I don't think so. We are very far away from it. So I think too premature to
Okay,
talk,
I think this
that.
is Rahul Bhoj or Rohit Bhoj.
What was his question?
Rahul
Yeah.
Bhoj. He's saying that Rahul, I'm sure it is Rahul Rawat.
Ha,
Rahul is really biased towards Rishabh Pant. Hope he follows
Journalism, ethics.
putting personal likes and dislikes behind and talk about the truth. Okay.
You want to give? Why you have to give a reply? Just,
No, I'm saying I just have to tell you that I have no such biases as far as Rishabh Pant is concerned. He has not been performing. In fact, I've been telling this, I've been saying this. He has not fulfilled. He has not justified the potential that he has, or the opportunities that he's got in white ball cricket. Test cricket, he looks ugly. He's won India some very, very important games. But even then also, whenever he's been dismissed or got out cheaply, we've criticized. Criticized in the sense, and that's what... But as far as bias is concerned, I'm not at all biased. Give me another option who can be the wicket keeper. But you have to give somebody else an opportunity. I don't know. Maybe... You think I'm biased towards him?
No, I don't think so.
Captain and coach joked with fans, Kamlesh is saying. Rishabh Pant opener.
He's saying that the fact that they opened with Rishabh Pant was like a joke with fans.
With fans.
That no, I don't think it's a bad option. And don't, again, as I said, again I'm reiterating that I don't think it's a long term, just one off they did. But also don't judge him by this one innings as an opener. If you want to, then you have to. This congratulations, thank you, Saluja Singh ji. But it's all notoriety of Rahul Rawat, who is announced on the platform.
Why
But,
Ishan Kishan was dropped?
He was not part of this team, sir. He
Exactly.
was not part of this squad. He's not been dropped. He had to play last moment because of corona cases and KL Rahul not being fit. So that's why he's not playing. He's part of the T20 squad. Maybe he'll play there.
See, Austin Kuna. A lot of people basically, once and for all, everybody is now questioning that decision to open with Rishabh Pant. And now, because you have that luxury of hindsight, it didn't go well. So we can always criticize that decision.
Yeah.
But at least I would still say, at least they took a call. They took a brave call. It backfired, at least in this one game for the first time. I think we can just give them some space, some breathing space. Let's not be overcritical. It was an experiment. Not every experiment works out. And Sanskar Saxena, nahi, drop. Rakesh is not too happy with Virat Kohli, but I know somebody. KL as keeper, Siddhant Kumar is saying. KL Rahul as keeper in ODIs.
No, they have
In
done it. They
ODIs.
may go back to it. You never know. And if he's batting in the middle order, they may.
So
they will.
basically, what you are suggesting is, besides Rishabh Pant, you don't have an option.
No, you could look at an Ishan Kishan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can look at
KL Rahul also.
KL Rahul. There's somebody by the name of Sanju Samson. Prince Manra is saying, who goes out when Dhawan returns, Pant or Hooda? Oh.
Who goes out when Dhawan returns? Good question, but
Opener for opener?
no,
Lefty for lefty?
no. Pant, how does Pant go out? Pant doesn't go
I'm
out.
just
He
asking.
plays- no. he
Because
plays-
Ishan Kishan...
Unfortunately, Huda will have to go out.
This time, I
Yeah,
think.
he will have to.
And it'll be unfair or unfortunate for him, but that's what we think is going to happen. Because here, and because you have a wicket keeper in Rishabh Pant, you have an option, another option in Ishan Kishan. I don't think KL Rahul should keep the wickets. I don't think?
Now it's
Huda should have. Okay, Vignesh is saying Huda should have been there.
earlier. I was surprised. Washington Sundar.
Left, right again.
Yeah, but then there was a stage where Sky and KL were having a partnership. You didn't think of a left right that time, and then suddenly to think, I know two left arm spinners came a little later, and maybe because of that they went. But still, I would have gone with a Huda ahead
Absolutely.
of Washington.
That
Sundar.
even I would agree, and I would want to. Maybe in the pecking order, in their scheme of things, in that pecking order, I think Washington Sundar comes a little, or rather, far ahead of Huda. That is the reason why they went with. Why do you
Has the
think
inning started?
India is losing another World Cup with this sort of experiments? With these sort of experiments,
Still
that's-
time, sir. A lot of time. If in fact it's good if you're
Advait.
doing experiments now. Later it's going to be of. No
Oi,
fun.
oi. Did you see Chehal's straight drive?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Very good. Yeah, absolutely.
I
did.
once asked for a bat from him. I borrow my bats from other players. How will I give you a bat? Washington as opener in ODIs. Not in ODIs. I don't know if you were saying in future, but here, as Nikhil suggested, that they had an option. Either they could open with Washington Sundar or Rishabh Pant. They went in with Rishabh Pant.
Yeah. Surya, yeah, word on Surya. Satvik is also saying absolutely. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Surya Kumar Yadav. Such maturity, has all the shot. Today played a outstanding inning. The highest run getter for India. Yeah, he has to be there. I was surprised he didn't play that. They played Shreyas ahead of Surya Kumar. I was very surprised with that in South Africa.
But what? Acha, anyway, sorry. I think as far as Surya Kumar Yadav is concerned, I think he should be a regular feature in your white ball cricket. As simple as that. Shreyas Iyer played ahead of Surya Kumar Yadav in that South Africa series. I think it's a fair call. He played there. He got all the 3 matches. Now Surya Kumar Yadav is here. He's playing the series, and you're giving him all 3 matches. That's a fair call. Sky is better than Shreyas in the middle order, he's saying.
Exactly what we said. Yeah, middle order only.
India is doing experiments. Search for 4, 5, 6 is still going on. Rakesh Chandeshkar is saying from 20. I agree.
No, I agree, but this time now. So I'm saying whatever experiments need to be done, you're doing it now, it's fine. Do it. Now with these experiments, you're getting to know that Sky should be that guy. So you're getting to know, and then you will know gradually more. Now, again, one more thing is sorted if KL, your vice captain, is going to bat in the middle order. And that issue is...
This is for ODI World Cup, you
Yeah, ODI, yeah. I mean, if that is the thing. T20 will be a different ball game.
So,
Shall we wrap up?
Indian innings
is about to start. We'll wrap up. And we have to record IPL videos,
Yeah, sure.
so we've been talking too much. On that note, thanks so much for joining us. If you've joined us late, all the Pant talk, which is the biggest talking point, it's a little earlier in the video. So go and check that out. 100 loading in Yora Sanskar is saying, Bilkul. I think firstly we should just stop talking about it.
वहाँ का 71 और हमारा 71.
Exactly.
Somebody actually, people used to say, okay.
Last
before we
ले ले,
leave,
चलो.
GOAT GOAT, greatest of all time, says, we consider 250 of Kohli in 3-match ODI series versus South Africa out of form,
Yes.
as he got out when set. So why to appreciate Sky's knock?
Needs same but goat, okay, just go back and see this video. That's exactly what I said earlier. I said that Virat, a question was asked where they said, players can go out like Rahul Dravid did, so Virat has to be careful. To which I answered, I said Virat is not going through a bad phase. Just go back and see that video. That's exactly what I said. I said he's been getting runs. The only problem is everyone is looking at that 100, and because he doesn't get that 100, so you treat it as failure. I'm not treating it as a failure. That question was asked by a viewer. I did not say it. In fact, I said there is still a long time. I even said to an extent, it's not fair to compare Rahul Dravid with Kohli, because even though Rahul Dravid is a legend of the game, in white ball cricket, in ODI cricket, did not have the impact like Virat. In fact, Virat is a little bit higher than even Rahul Dravid.
In white ball
Yeah,
cricket.
so we have not said that. That question came from somebody else.
But I thought that was for Sky, no?
No, he said that why are you appreciating Sky when you treat Virat as a failure for 250? I said we are not treating that as a failure.
I think
If we treated Sky as today 50 and praising him, I also praise that 50 is what I'm saying.
True.
We did not treat it as a failure. Somebody said here in the chat. I said that he is in good form.
And for the record, in the last 20 odd ODI innings, Virat has 10 scores of 50 plus, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
You may please
exactly
go
what
and check.
Exactly what I said.
why are you not covering from Motera, Nikhil sir? Why are you not
We are
going?
happy here. Yeah, Motera is because of Corona no traveling.
Yeah.
And now
Anyways, we'll take your leave, guys. Thank you for joining us, and hope you people keep joining again and again
Yes.
and again. And also,
Big
a
IPL auction
slight
coming up.
request. You know, we don't insist too much on subscribing Sports Today, so you guys don't subscribe us. So a lot of people who watch us on Sports Today on YouTube, they do watch, but they don't subscribe. So it's a request with folded hands. Please subscribe to Sports Today, and because we are nearing that 70K mark, so 70K subscriber mark. So, and also please spread the word, share the video if you like it, you know, you can share it. That will only enhance the reach of Sports Today. Thank you so much. Bye for now.